What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, episode 2 of the walkthrough, picking up here from Skyrest Bridge. So, what we're doing next is we're going to start heading towards Pilgrim's Perch. We're going to meet a few NPCs along the way and start hitting some side content.
That's it, isn't it? Not a use like the one I saw that wit. I've learned a little about that lab. I hope you
So
recognize
this is
the truth.
Andres of Ebb.
Of course, my name. But far more
he's a character.
That's right.
That's for
far
sure.
Only to be betrayed. So you'll under while and give
So
me the
pretty
lab,
much
no?
his grandfather was
I
some
hope
great
you see
warrior.
my offers, after all. My
He's kind
offers,
of like
after all.
living off of his name. Oh, this is my grandfather, showed me respect. But he's, he didn't really make a name for himself. So he's very entitled, thinks everybody owes him. And he's trying to pretty much get our lamp at this moment, and he's just not going to get it, But that's Andres. He's going to have a quest line later. He's pretty much a prick, and we'll deal with him. But for now, that's all you need to know. Try to keep the spoilers to a minimum, at least where there's going to be some, regardless. Nothing we can do about that.
All I want,
So this is your traveling merchant.
And chased me off. What's
What is his name? Thick here.
Disciple?
I can't say his name, so I always call him the traveling merchant because essentially that's what he is. So that's the stick. There's an Easter egg quest revolving around that. We do a bunch of weird stuff. It's not trophy related, so we're not going to cover it. But pretty much what happens is doing that quest. If you guys want to look it up, feel free. It's going to allow that stick to do a pretty much a random elemental burst every few hits. But it still gets outclassed by all the good weapons in the game, so I wouldn't waste a few hours in taking that quest. So let's go ahead and drop on down with all that covered. Start cleaning house on all these folks. So as I said before, you want to watch all these, these edges here, guys, as people are gonna pop out at you, and especially here, they really, really want to just push you over the edge. That's their whole spiel, their whole gig here. It's just to try to throw you over that edge. First time you're an Umbral, not the biggest deal. Second time, that's the problem, because you're just gonna get killed, right? There's nowhere left to go after you've already went through Umbral. You'll see their stick kind of sticking out sometimes, so keep an eye for that. Alright, going down. So now, as I told you guys, if you're going for your platinum, make sure you farm up enemy types in between every episode, as we only ran into 3 before this. It wouldn't have been too bad to farm them and get all their sets. Now we're running to this guy, and there's going to be like 5 more enemy types. So before you just get overwhelmed with so many sets of armor and weapons you need to get, I'd take it slow and get one by one. So I'm not worried about it. I'm going to bring you guys to the platinum, but if you're trying to get it, that's you're going to have to put in work. You know what I mean? We can't farm for random drops on videos, or we wouldn't be doing anything else, right? It's just going to take too many hours. So we're going to drop on that beam, turn around, get your upgrades. Now we're going to run up this edge, jump over here to the left, grab a gesture, do need it for platinum, and another Easter egg quest is revolved around that. Something else we're not really going to cover, but I'm letting you guys know the quest. So these quests just, a lot of times they're just for like this random stuff. It's nothing really too crazy. Maybe a really ugly armor set or a weapon art that just looks really animated, but nothing, of actual use. Just more to the game. So we do want to drop on this beam again. Oh, be careful. We want to lock on him. It's going to try to take him out from range. If he starts firing at us, it's not like we can dodge anywhere. We're on a beam here, so we're going to take him out. Come over here. You'll be able to grab Reject's Blade, which is a fist weapon. There's quite a few fist weapons you're going to need to pick up in this game. I mean, there's plenty of weapons, but I've never seen so many fist weapons in Souls. Like, they give you quite a few choices. So before we go up, let's kind of buff up with our buff we just picked up last episode. It's going to make things much easier to see. It's kind of one-hitting all these Umbral enemies. So Umbral and Inferno enemies are extremely weak to Holy, so we do want to keep that in mind. It's going to be quite helpful. So these are the Moth Ladies, as I like to call them. There's 2 attacks you really want to watch out for. Most of what they do is wither, so if they wither you, you can just attack and get that health back. But, if they build up a bunch of wither and then get one of the 2 physical attacks, that's going to, probably one-shot you. Or they wither your whole health and one of these little guys comes and smacks you one time and you're dead. So You want to watch out, because it's going to be that storm attack she was just doing, and she also has a foot grab where she slams you on your neck, and that's going to be quite devastating to you, so do keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead, pop this, get our Umbral Shield. It's going to be 13 Radiance, 13 Inferno, extremely ugly, but it does go with your own build if that's what you're doing. Now we're good to go ahead. Nope, we're not going to exit Umbral because I have an idea. There's a stigma over here, and it kind of takes a while to play out. So what we're actually going to do is kind of run over to these steps, or walk. It don't matter. You can walk to these steps. These guys are like worshippers. They're not really going to attack you. What I had in mind was to go ahead and pull this. Give us enough time to go on over here, grab a level.
Blessed representatives of the Holy Church cleric. My soul soars to see
Try to go and get this help over and done with.
And on your feet, you are on.
So that plays out. We can go ahead and just take the rest of these clowns out, get the little bit of loose loots on this platform right here. We do have a side path forward. So pretty much how it works is if you go up, you go on up to there, take out a boss and get yourself first. But if you were to do that, you'd be missing a lot of stuff. Stuff pertaining to trophies and platinums and NPC quests, which leads to really, really phenomenal Inferno spells and stuff. There's just some stuff we got to do. So we're gonna go all the way over by the steps we took down. Go this way, get the bloody hatchet. It's gonna be a throwing weapon, ammo type rather. So it's gonna be a hatchet that does cause blood loss. Keep in mind, you see the guy see a stick right there, so don't let him, do that. Clear him out. Get your holy ward. We're gonna go this way. Now, the path we're gonna take is actually right around here. Would like to, clear this out. We'll go up, rest, and then kind of take off. That way we don't have to worry about any of this stuff. We can kind of just run straight down. Alright, so we're going to bust through this. Over here, up this ladder will be a little bit of ammo, a little bit of mana. Which will be right here. There's like a little ledge. I've tried to get over there. I did. There's actually nothing there. So that's going to be the path we're going to take. But first, let's just run forward here and go get our rest on. So if one of them pushes us off the edge, we're not already in Umbral. It's just gonna keep us, keep us safe. So as I stated last episode, if you are going for the Pilgrim's Perch key and you're run up there and get your large ceruleums and your end-game weapons and all that really good stuff that's there, all you gotta do is, you can farm, and I'll show you a good farm, but farming up 18,000 is gonna take quite a while. So instead, all you really gotta do is just progress from now to the rest of the episode, and you should be right around there. In fact, I won't even level up for a minute, just to see how high we can reach. And show you guys, how short you're going to be. You'll probably be a few thousand short. I'm going to show you guys a farm at the end of this episode. Well, I don't suggest farming for levels. If you need a few levels for, or a few souls to buy a key, or, get your ammo or your armor and weapons from the merchants, how you have to get all those. I'm going to show you guys that to try to help you out. Let's go ahead and drop on down. Just because I'm lazy. So over here is going to be a guy. Just kind of back up. Let him, come on out a bit. Now, over here is going to be a cell door that's going to be locked until about episode 4 or 5 when we go to Fitzroy's Gorge. So, don't worry about it for now. There's a lot of shortcuts that lead back to the starting areas of the game. And that just happens to be one of them. So as you drop here, turn around. Come on, bring it. I didn't want to go swinging crazy and, throw myself off the ledge. Alright. So that's the Avowed set you're going to need from him. Forgot what he's called, but he's got the Avowed helm and armor and all that stuff you're going to need. Gonna run, jump. Be careful for them beams. That was actually a really poor time I had. So right here we're going to siphon another parasite. Alright, got the souls. Now there is some platforming in this game, as you guys are already seeing, but it's not the best. Meaning, you never really feel comfortable. Now, when you run and jump like that, make sure you let off your analog when you land, so you don't keep running and throw yourself off the edge. Especially there, it's not really hard to do. I'm going to kind of clean up health here for a second. Pentient shackles. One less thing we need. Take him out. And go on up. We are going to start getting quite a bit of small beryllium chunks, which is going to be nice. We will get our blacksmith, not this episode, but next, so we will be able to bring our weapons up a little bit. And we're not going to keep these weapons all game or anything, so because of that, we don't want to bring them up too high, but I do believe if we could like bring them up to +2 for the start would be nice. So as far as small and regular beryllium, you can use those and bring up as many weapons as you guys want. Just to talk about this now, so don't waste stuff. Small and regular are okay to use. Once we start getting later in the game and we start getting larges, that's the ones you do not want to spend unless you know 100% that's the weapon you're going to use for the rest of the game, because you just don't get enough. There are some farms I could show you, and eventually we'll be able to buy some. However, that doesn't come for so long that you really want to be sure, because if you start upgrading one weapon with larges and then another weapon, you're not going to get any weapon up left, past +6 or 7, and it's going to really hurt you in the long run, really hurt you. But going over to the right, get your bell staff. Over to the left, you're going to see a lever. That's just for this, in case you want to bring it back down, or for whatever reason something happens. So, we're obviously not worried about it. Now we're going to go on up and get another tint. I think this one is Pride Bound, I want to say. No, Ice Grip. Oh wait, no, Pride Bound's in Lower Carol. Getting them mixed up. There's a lot of them. They're just armored eyes, not the biggest thing to remember, to be honest with you. So from here, once you go on an umbral, there's going to be another stigma we can get over here. So this stigma is going to be of Dammer Rose. We will meet Dammer Rose later on. Actually, later this episode. She's an NPC, you have to do quite a bit with, but she does lead you to one of the secret trophy endings, being the Inferno ending. She's going to be an Inferno NPC. You can buy spells and, throwable items and all types of stuff for Inferno builds. Now, there was that bridge there, but it takes you nowhere. What we want to do is hold out our lantern, walk across the bridge, and not actually, go an umbral, drop and get a strength weapon. So that is Faithful Bludgeon. It has 100 burn on it, and it's a big old colossal stick you can beat people with. A lot of people really like it. Hell, you could even use it in game if you wanted to. It's it's good enough to pull that off. So we're gonna walk over here, pull this, and then turn around immediately, just start kind of swinging at these guys. So they're coming for you, but they don't want to fight you head on. What they want to do is wait so they can get behind you. Good lord, guys. They usually don't get that many hits off on me. That was wild. But yeah, so what they want to do is actually, wait until they can get behind you. So up here, we got to go fight another moth lady. As I said, watch out for the storm attack and the leg grab. Everything else is going to be withered, but you're going to have a lot of these little guys too. Try to thin the herd a bit. And she can kind of like throw these eggs out, like the first guys, essentially. So as you see, withers you, make sure you get. Oh, that's the leg grab you want to dodge. But yeah, she withers you. When you get this hit set, you get your health back. There we go. So if you hear a horse dying, that's pretty much her. Let's go and get her drop. Please be a seed. Nope, we did get her mask. Right here is the Crimson Rector sword. Pretty good sword, especially early on. It's a great sword, not colossal, just a regular great sword. Really strong moves that you do need 19 strength to use it. Now, we are about to cross this bridge. Once we do, there's going to be a Reaper on either side. Reapers are pretty elite enemies. I'm going to show you guys how to deal with them, because we need to farm their weapons and their armor. For agility builds, they have a right-hand sword and a left-hand sword. One does frostbite, one does withered. It's really solid choice for agility, and you can farm them early on to get it, like right now, and you get the blacksmith next episode. So you can have phenomenal weapons right at the start and be able to start upgrading them. But they're really formidable. We have not gotten a shortcut back yet, so we want to ignore them. Right there, the little Umbral guy right there, we're going to pop him, get the Skywest Bridge key, run down to the left, exit Umbral, then go up to the right. And I'm telling you this because we're going to kind of just ignore these guys for now. Like I said, we don't want to get killed before we get a shortcut. And I will, after this, I'm going to show you how to take them out. So when it comes to these more elite Umbral enemies in this game, it's so easy just to run past them and ignore them. You're like, they're tough, I don't want to risk getting killed, but it's going to be better off in the long run if you learn all their movesets, learn how to take them down. They can drop things that are really important, like the Vested Seeds and, armor pieces we need, weapons, Mana Stone clusters, just a lot of things that could help us off. The Vigor Moths, which prevent souls being lost upon death. The butterflies, the Vestige Butterflies, let you teleport back to a vestige without losing your soul. So a lot of really good stuff. So we want to kill those Moth Ladies and the Reapers every chance we get. Anyways, turning around, just gonna get our shield, Crimson Rector shield. Definitely, the only decent choice we're gonna have at this point. We will need one more point into strength to actually wield it, but it is a choice. I'm gonna hold up our lantern here. Go ahead and talk to
While
Delmire.
the beacon should, I would have you perform a seek out and as proof of, for only in can we hope to turn. This land is to offer you. Also, they are already conflicted. You serve a higher purpose.
So as I said before, make sure you're going through and buying all your stuff up.
We'll
We'll farm that stuff,
light,
in between episodes.
You serve
We're
a
going to
higher
farm up
purpose,
armor
Crusader.
types from all these enemies. So whatever souls you get, use that and just buy all this shit up, right? But anything we don't need, like we got 2 of these. You got at least have 1 of every weapon for your trophies. But anything you have doubles of, like that, we already put 1 of these in storage, like that. Might as well get the souls from it. I'm not using ammo, right? Don't need this shit. We have our own weapon buff. I never use them. You just keep them. The wards, I don't use these. We'll get actual cures for every status, so instead of having increased defense, I'll just use the cures, so I'm not worried about that either. Everything else we're good. Cannot sell, so let's go ahead. We already have 7 small Derilliums, that's just lovely. Now we're gonna go on up. So like this shield choice, just to show you guys. Now shields, we don't have the best shields in this game for a long time. But if you want one, this one's not bad. I'm thinking about just going to buy one though, like just a decent shield from him, like a wooden shield. I'd have to see the stat requirements, but I'm thinking about it. Like this one's only 1100. What do you need? Oh, you do need 12 strength for that one, unfortunately. So that'd be even more strength. What about this guy? 10 strength, 8 agility. So that'd be a partisan shield. That'd be a better shield for us, most likely. What does he want for it? It's only 500. Let's get it. I mean, I'd rather have the other wooden shield, and we need all this stuff anyways. Not bad, it's something, right? We're probably still gonna dual wield for the time being, guys. But, yeah. But when we do get our weapon, it would be nice knowing we already have a shield we could use. You know what I mean? So, I wouldn't mind. I just think we're gonna get more damage off dual wielding, to be honest. We'll do a little test run, see how it works out. Sometimes you'd be surprised, and actually, shield and one weapon does more damage than dual wielding. Dual wielding can be good. It just depends on the weapons. One might be a much stronger weapon in the long run, right? So, it's gonna buff up. Actually, yeah, I'm not even gonna test that. I know 2 hammers for now is better than not having 2 hammers. Just depends on which weapons you're pairing. Let's go to enter Umbral. I am gonna show you guys how to farm these guys up safely. So Reaper's the best thing to do with them. And first, we're going to try to bring them over here. We don't want to fight them on a bridge. But the best way to deal with these guys is just be on the defensive and wait, jump through the bullshit, and really just parry them. But you see, they're pretty weak to Holy. It's not too bad to parry them. And you see, they're not too bad. Fighting 2 at once is never going to be fun. They do a lot of jump attacks and spin attacks. I mean, you name it, they can do it. There you go, Vested Seed and the Hood. So this is why it is worth our time to try to take these guys out. This guy's stuck. think he got stuck. Come on, buddy. We got stuff to do. I don't have time for it. Thank you. You're just being really careful. If he does that, jump to the side. That's the spin attack. There you go. As I said, they're not too bad, right? Just be patient, work on your parries, and just don't take more risks than you need to. So we're going to go ahead and stay in Umbral for what we're doing now. Just follow that around, go on over to the right. Have your Skyrest Bridge key to get in another entrance. And this does lead back to Skyrest, but there's multiple paths to do. This one probably won't come into play until later, but there's a few things we can do here now. So, as you go in, you want to go to the right, and you can hold up your lantern here. However, you still need to enter Umbral because you're going to have to pop this anyways. So this is going to give us a pendant that increases your Princess Sting. It's going to increase your damage with lighter equip load, but unless you're wearing like a robe and you're using daggers, it's going to be pointless. Like right now, we have 2 hammers. That's not going to do us much good, you know what I mean? Especially when we put on a good armor set. But now we kind of circle around here, get your bigger skulls. Your Descrier set, which is another set of armor, so we can go ahead and knock that off our list. One less set we need to worry about. One more skull right here. There's actually quite a few skulls here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we can probably get a few levels by the time we leave here. But I am trying to save up all my souls to show everybody that if you started at the beginning of this episode, you should be really close to getting the Pilgrim's Perch key. Like I said, I was highly considering putting this in the walkthrough as it is really beneficial, but there's actually a reason why I'm waiting. But I'm telling you guys, if you want to do it, it is very, very, very worth your time. It really is. It's 18,000. It's better to do it early on than later. So go ahead and interact with that prisoner right there. Go ahead and get your stigma. Now we're going to run up, and this is actually really important, or you're going to have a long run around. So go ahead and open this door. This is a shortcut back to Skyrest Bridge. As you look straight across, you're going to see your vestige. So you want to get this door before we do what we're about to do. Now we're going to go on over to the left side. Go in this door. If you look sharp down to the right here, it's easy to run past, but I wanted to point it out. I've run past that 1,000 times, and that's why I'm kind of bringing it up. It's easy to miss, and all this stuff does add up. So now we're going to go out the door. It doesn't look like there's much here, because you're like, oh, that's where we came down from. That's where we left from. But you drop here, you're going to get another throwing item, which you do need for a trophy. So now we can kind of drop off, and we're just going to run. And get back to Skyrest Bridge, and we're actually about done here. We have a little Umbral puzzle to solve, talk to the tortured prisoner, and then we'll be jumping back over to the seedling we put, as we did grab the key to open up those doors over there back by Pietà. Where are we at? 20 Umbral scourings. It's actually halfway to our main weapon we'll be using, so that's quite nice. So now that we have made it all the way back, we go down this way, back down the stairs. Well, that we came up. So as you go down the stairs, you're going to notice a break in the railing. What we're going to do is just roll off, wrap around this, and right here we're going to pull this. We're going to keep going around, and you'll see another area you can kind of roll back off the stairs. And we're going to get to the bridge where we came from and go down to the left. So when we get here, go and pull this platform over. We're going to drop, turn around, pop that, turn around. I know, it's the whole thing. You guys couldn't imagine what it was like taking notes for all this shit. I mean, I told you, it took me like a good 100 hours. This game is probably about a 20-hour game, 25-hour game, multiple playthroughs, and one, just solid note-taking playthrough to find everything, which I think is everything. I did get the platinum, so it's got to be. But that's your last one there. So you can see like this little flower with the eyeball. These are like Umbral entities, and they're blocking off paths. So a lot of times you have to pull like 3 of those, Umbral obstacles. Sometimes it's only 1, but sometimes it's 2. Most of the time it's going to be 3. So that is actually the Searing Acquisition, one of the better Inferno catalysts in the game. Unfortunately, we can't use it if you're an Inferno build. You could be impatient and put it on right now. However, with a few upgrades, your other catalyst will buy you time until you get that, because we're going to give that to NPC. So that means no trophy, but more importantly, just for a regular playthrough doing Inferno, giving this to this NPC up here is going to start a quest with her. Now, later on, she'll give that back to us, and it's going to have more upgrades because it's based on our, our level at that point. But it unlocks rings and the most powerful Inferno spells in the game. So you'd be missing out on the best spells for your build just because you're being a bit impatient. Trust me on this. Don't worry about it. You'll get other choices in the meantime, and you'll get that back later. So go over and hand over the Searing Acquisition. Now she's just going to kind of murmur, and we're going to go ahead and put on out. Now, I mean, you could go back and rest as well, guys. I just do believe that resting and running back, sometimes it just takes longer. But what we want to do is kind of reset the world state. So she'll move, we can get her helm here. And then we're going to run back to the Skyrest Bridge, and we're going to jump over to our seedling. Now, the only reason we have to go to our seedling is we're going to go open up a door, which is a shortcut back here. But also, we can talk to the tortured prisoner, and she's going to sell pretty much all the starting Inferno stuff, which isn't the biggest deal, but she does sell one new Inferno spell already. So I told you guys, if you want to do Inferno builds, I said it right at the start. It's a very viable option, extremely strong build, but you got to earn all the best stuff for that build. While we'll kind of just find ours out in the world. Some things hidden behind NPC quests. For Inferno, you gotta do your NPC quests to unlock the bigger stuff, you know what I mean? The bigger, better spells, and a lot of hidden stuff to get it.
I'm glad that I couldn't.
But you can definitely put together one of the strongest builds in the game with Inferno, for sure. That's also going to get a gesture needed for a trophy. Now, as you're going to see, all this stuff, besides this, you guys already have, you guys start with all this. So, everybody else, we're going to need this for our trophies. Do keep that in mind. You guys have one new spell here, Conflagration. Spray a constant stream of fire from your hand. It's quite good. Now, I've never done an Inferno spell, but there are enemies that use this in Lower Kalrath, and I can tell you, it gave me a bit of trouble, so it's definitely a good spell. So I'd go and pick up that. If you're Inferno, you don't have to worry about anything else here, but we all do need to make sure we get this for our trophies, right? So from there, which is quicker? Well, because that was after the Pieta fight, we can just run into Skyrest Bridge, but there are seedlings right here. Look at that, there's free souls laying about. You gotta love it. You know, like I said, everything, it's gonna be a pretty smooth playthrough, guys, all in all. We got such detailed notes, and, you know, I'm so familiar with the game. Everything's gonna just be pretty smooth. When we get to the end game, be a bit different, but most of it, not bad. I mean, I don't think we'll die to any boss more than twice. I did a whole playthrough, I didn't die to any boss more than once, but sometimes we have to because of quests and stuff, but it's going to be pretty smooth. But from there, guys, we're going back to the Sanctuary, and we're going to progress on into the Pilgrim's Perch, as we have done everything up to this point. I mean, everything. We haven't missed a single item. They're just really, really good. So now, we're going to go forward. We'll be able to get another armor set crossed off for this. This is going to be a condemned set. Also kind of related to your little bucket quest, if you want to, you know, do that little Easter egg quest with the jester we picked up. Let's go ahead and cross here. We're going to go to the right, enter Umbral. Maybe we go out this way, pop this shit. So those are Umbral vertebrae. They are going to continuously fill up your soul plate charges over time. So it could be like a good strategy for a boss if you're struggling. You know, you pop those, and then you keep refilling your soul flame charges while you're soul flaying the boss. You know, if you're struggling with it, just keep soul flame over and over and over. So you really want to bust those up. Come over here, grab your Imperial Grenade. That is obviously a throwable you need for a trophy, but it's also going to be used in a quest item in our next region, which is going to get this catalyst. We're going to use for the main majority of the game. Now, it's not the best radiance catalyst, nowhere near it, but it's good enough to get us through, you know, 2/3 of the game. Alright, so from there we're gonna go talk to Dama
The
Rose
cleric's
again.
welcome
Or no, this is the
comes
first time I
behind
meet her,
the
my
edge
bad.
of a sentinel's
It was a
blade.
stigma last
More
time.
if it makes speak us upon the threat of death, and the other keeps. Ah, you know, not now.
So very
I
important,
know, but
as
don't.
always, make sure you exhaust
There's
all
but you
of her dialogue, because she will not move on to her next spot. We need her to next episode. And then she won't progress over to a deer shrine where we really need her to be. So we can go on out here for bleed resistance bomb, and then drop right here, rest, and then we'll go take out the next boss. So this is actually like our first true, mini boss here. Quite formidable. So she has a flail, she does holy, and she does blood boss. She has a weird moveset. So we're going to be patient, try to parry, but mainly just dodge, get as many hits as we can. She could throw a tornado at you. It's easy enough to dodge out of the way. And I will say, while you're trying to parry her attacks, keep in mind that her wind-up can hit you. And that has been the main thing that killed me a lot. And when she gets down below half health, and she's technically in her second phase, there's a lot of flashy, animations with her holy, and it's kind of hard to see what she's doing. So just, be patient here. Also, she does have a parasite, but first thing what we're going to do is go up and kill these guys. They're not going to really try to attack us, but we don't want our lock-on to hit them. So that is a quest item for Dunmire, 1 of 3 in the Pilgrim's Perch area we need. Go and grab that. And get over here to the right top and just, kind of siphon right there. We'll get a soul flame to lead on in. Damn it, I forgot to put on the Umbral Eye for us, though. I meant to do that for you guys. We'll get it here in a second. Just take it slow. Same thing with every boss, just be patient with them. Damn. Block. Another good heal real quick. I was trying to knock her out of her tornado. It didn't work. Hey, I couldn't see. That's not fair. Like I said, she could be a bit of a problem. Get that critical, get her health back. Try to hit her with a beefy old charge. Yeah, look at that damage. See? There's the wind up I was telling you about. So, that wind up, almost destroyed us. I can't see. Gotta dodge out the way and put her down. Like I said, a bit of patience. Just, playing it smart, playing it safe, and it's not too bad. So her flail is guaranteed. Other armor drops, are potential armor drops. So you do need her full set. So every single mini boss you face in this game, every single one will turn into basic enemies later. So while you do need their whole set, you don't have to, really worry about it, because there'll be other chances where you can actually farm the rest of her armor, weapons, or any spells you didn't get. So every mini boss, it doesn't matter, they will become breakable enemies. Alright, so we're going to move forward. Make sure you get your Saintly Quintessence. Now this is going to break. When it does, just fall down, get that. Then we can go over this way, get a throwable item. And run, jump back. Those are really late jumps. So I wouldn't suggest planting the seedling by her, boss room. Mainly because we're going to go right up here and plant one in a much better spot. I mean, keep in mind, if you get killed, you're going to run back, but I just don't think that run back there is that bad, It's not that bad. We're not that far. Rather be careful with our seeds. We already have 3, well 2 now, but which means we're actually doing alright since we are at the beginning. As I told you guys, we just didn't get any levels this episode. We're already at almost 10,000. You're trying to get up to 1,800 for your Pilgrim's Perch key. Now, if you do get the Pilgrim's Perch key, where the next visage we get, it's going to let you into an area there. It's going to lead you to, towards the end game. The end game is really big, though. It's like the back third of the game. But it leads you towards there, and there's, once again, 3 really good strength radiance weapons. in-game weapons for sure. There's also 4 large berylliums. But that isn't the only door it opens. It also opens this door, which gets you the Sacred Resonance set. And it also opens another door for a pendant that boosts melee damage and melee defense. So, there's our first lantern. This is actually about to get us a trophy, guys. So moving forward, go and soulplay that. Then we're going to come over here. There's going to be a spike tag, guys. These guys are really formidable. So for right now, at least. We do need to learn how to fight them, but for right now, just soulplay them right off the edge. There you go. About to get a trophy for that. Vengeance for the Fallen, and you're going to get 3 plucked eyeballs. Like I said, we can trade those in for umbral scouring, so anytime we see them, we want to grab them. But it does occur to me that we never put in our umbral eye, so we're just going to finish kind of doing what we're doing right here. And we're going to go back to our seedling, because having a second soulflay charge is going to help people, so I don't want to put it off too long, you know what I mean? Not to mention, we also got another heal upgrade. Alright, so first things first, let's go over here, upgrade our
Our holy
sanguinarics.
work continue.
Fellow sanctified vessel, may Aureus' divine radiance flow through me and into you.
Alright, so we got that. Now we're not going to hand over the quest item to Dunmire yet, the Bloody Asperillium, and that's because we're going to get the other 2 we need from Pilgrim's Perch next episode, and it makes more sense just to turn them all in at the same time. So we're going to go on up, talk to Mohu, and socket our Umbral Eye. I cannot believe I forgot to do this. So if you notice, a main socket and a secondary socket are going to have different effects. Now right now we don't have a secondary socket because we haven't got any upgrades for the lantern. As we do, we'll get multiple sockets eventually. But for right now, all we can do is put in the main, and that's the better, much better aspects of this anyways. So 1 soulflay charge plus 15 of dread resistance, as I said, so we'll be able to stay in Umbral a bit longer. Now we can also come on over here, turn in our Umbral, or not our Umbral, but our plucked eyeballs, 3 eyeballs per lamp bearer avenging, and 3 is what you need for Umbral scouring. Now keep in mind, you need 10 eyeballs, and that's just to donate down here for a trophy. You gotta donate to every single shrine 10 of whatever the currency is, and those are 3 trophies, you know. So we want to really get those up for Umbral scourings, but we gotta at least remember to put, you know, 10 away for those trophies, right? 10 pilfers for the Warrior Shrine, 10 hands for the Adir Shrine, and 10 eyeballs over here for, you know, the Umbral Shrine. 3 quick, easy trophies to knock out. But to get most of these items, you have to do invasions and multiplayer stuff, so, you know, gotta remember that too. And then obviously there's trophies for doing invasions, and there's trophies for doing multiplayer stuff. Either way, this is kind of rolled off here. What the hell? That was weird. I was really hoping it didn't start us off in that beam. I was like, please don't. Let's turn around. We're going to run up here. Get your minor wither salts. We are about to get a couple decent items on this episode. A couple ones, decent at least. And we're going to run down, jump here. Take these clowns out. Should be a bow and another ammo type. Now it's 2 soulflate charges. As we run to these spike head guys, we should have everything we need to just kind of deal with these guys out as we find them. Now when we get to our message, we'll actually go fight these guys, and I'll show you how to, you know, properly, you know, deal with them. But for now, just make life much easier on yourself. So you see the souls are down there, so we're just kind of vacuuming them up. I didn't want to sit there. Sometimes, you know, if soulflate doesn't work and he doesn't fall off that edge, you'd be in big trouble. Look what 1 headbutt did to her health. That's 1. So, you know what I mean? You can't get withered help from these. You get much more from these, as you see, than you do from the blue ones. Like, that's a lot, you know. Then we just do attack, and it's got some more health, right? So, let's move forward. Grab that. Alright, so from here, we're just going to kind of go to the left, drop down right here. Drop down right here. You can use your ladders if you want. I am kind of lazy, I'm going to let you know. If I just take a little bit of damage to save me 10 seconds of climbing a ladder down, I'll do it. If they kill me, I'm obviously not, but I might be lazy time to time, and because of that, probably, you know, not the best influence. So we're going to go down this ramp, and we're pretty much going to trigger one of those spike head guys, and then we're going to come back this way and soul flame. So he's about to come for our shit. Make sure you just pop him right off. Get him out of your way. You gotta move forward. And make sure he actually went. When this game first came out, they had a huge problem with that. You try to soul play these guys off the edge, sometimes it worked, but it was really just unreliable. I think with all the updates and patching and maintenance in the game, they actually fixed it for the most part. I have experienced it once or twice, so it can still happen, but for the most part it won't anymore. So you can exit Umbral there and go on up, but it would be a mistake because just down here, you can actually get a ring, early on ring. It'll add a little bit of health, and give you like 3 points in health. So I don't really care for fake stats myself. What I mean is fake stats is because if we take that ring off, we lose 3 points in health. You know, so you don't want to get dependent on it. But early on, it might help you guys out. So you know, you can go and put that on. I don't think we're gonna get another ring for a while, so I guess we will. You know what we're going to do? We're going to wear it for a bit. Because up here, next episode, we'll get a pendant that does the same thing. Gives us some health. But it doesn't actually give us any fake stats. So that way we're actually able to keep an eye on what our health really is. We're going to clear these guys out because it's just 3 souls. Alright. Go next to Umbral. And we'll, you know, we're always exiting and going right back in. Like up here, we'll have to go in Umbral again, but let's, you know, go ahead and get that health. No, the other one. Okay. We're actually about to get another really good agility weapon. It does holy and blood loss. While I wish it was more of a radiance weapon, it's actually for agility and gets no radiance scaling, but it is really nice. So even though it's an agility weapon, it's really crazy too because it gets holy, but it's not a radiance weapon. And sometimes you get things like that. So you kind of try to hide behind this rail if he's firing at you. That's gonna keep you safe, and then you can kind of, you know, wait your turn, go over here and pop him off. Not have to worry about him. Just make sure you're, you know, siphoning his parasite, getting rid of that. Small beryllium. Then right here, we have to get hollowed praise. That's the weapon I was talking about. Really nice early choice for agility, I think. I mean, that's 2 agility weapons to do blood loss right now. Like, if you're doing an agility build, you could be doing this one and the what is it, Sacred Condemnation or whatever the hell it was. We picked up Hollowed Condemnation, and this one we get 80 blood loss and holy and physical, and the other one we get 70 blood loss and physical. So, you know, pretty good choices early on. So now, this is actually a really cool mechanic I want to talk about. When we go up here, there's going to be a little ledge off here in Umbral, right? There's going to be a bunch of guys, but you notice there's also these pustules. So when you enter Umbral, it sends out a shockwave. So if you were to go right here and roll off, you're going to enter Umbral, that shockwave's going to blow up those little blisters, and then it should kill all the guys. As you see, just kind of blew them off, and now we're getting souls. I mean, it happens so fast you don't really see it, but that's, you know, that's what happened. So I like to use that stuff to my advantage, you know. If the game's going to introduce these, you know, gameplay mechanics, you want to try to learn them and take advantage of them. So there's going to be a lot of guys, and we're really close to our vestige. We're not fighting nothing. We're rolling down, running to the left, stopping right here, pull this. Hopefully we can just survive until it comes out. This is a run and jump. Don't try to just drop to it or you're going to die. So make sure you run and jump. I'm going to go over here, pull some platforms across. And this is going to get us to our vestige. Ooh. you're gonna see some items, like there's a ledge right there. That has a falchion on it, a little sword. But we're already in Umbral. We don't want to chance this as we're so close to our vestige and we don't want that runaround. However, as you go up, right here is actually going to be a Thorn to Crimson Rector. So it's just like your Crimson Rector, 19 strength requirement, but it gets blood loss. Now we're going to run and kind of roll past our spike head guy here. Grab this. Let's go and rest. Now we're going to go on down and clear this stuff out. So this would be the Pilgrim's Perch key. When you get it, it's going to unlock that. That brings you to the end game and gets you a bunch of really cool stuff. For now, it's going to grab your map, talk to Byron.
Another lambearer.
Byron kind of maintenances all of the vestiges. So the vestiges are fallen lamp bearers.
Nothing
remember.
You know, just like us.
Mind your youth on it.
And we're able to rest at them, but they're technically, you know, dead lamp bearers just like us. And he was a lamp bearer, so he, you know, maintains these guys and tries to take care of them, you know, throughout the world. Now, I was talking to you guys about a farm, you know, for souls. Is if you're going for the Pilgrim's Perch key, you have 12,000. You're only 6,000 short. But by the time we clear this area, you won't even have to farm much. But if you want a good early game farm, this will get you like 550, 650 every time. Think about that. 10 times. It'll take you 5 minutes. That's, you know, 5,000, 6,000. So what you want to do is run past them when you get to the door, roll. You can kind of take your time, go out here, do a charge attack on him, and just stand right here. He's going to rush you. All you got to do is just walk forward. That's it. Right there. And look at all those souls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 12, 2, and they were 12, 7. Yes, about 550. Not bad. And you also have that little guy you can kill every time, too. Behind here is going to be another guy and some upgrade stones. So gotta get those. Now I am going to buff up for this. We're actually going to go forward and take out our first spikehead guy with the real fight. So what I like to do is take out anybody that might get involved. We want to, this guy's already hard enough, so we just want a straight up one-on-one fight with him. So if he swings at you, that's easy enough to parry. The headbutt is actually unparryable. So because of that, you want to dodge that, and that's how you're going to put him down. So as you see, it's not too hard, but he does take a bit of practice. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He does take a bit of practice. Alright, Manstone Clusters. Now we're going to drop down here for the falchion. Hopefully not die. Alright. Try to roll off here. This puts us back where we were before, so we're just going to work our way back on up and get back to our vestige. Ugh. Get your souls. And like I said, we're just doing a loop around and we're going to close on out. You guys, you know, you see where your farm is. But even without farming, I mean, look how many souls we got. You're trying to get 18,000. If you guys, and I got a level or two at the very start, so if you didn't and you listen to me, you'll have enough for the Pilgrim's First Key right now. Plus, if you guys remember, we picked up a lot of these skulls right here, 400 piece. You have 8, so you know that's quite a bit. Then you have 600 right there. You have another 800 right there. So is it like 4,500, something like that? A little bit more, almost 5 grand. Yeah, it'd be exactly enough. So, like I said. Oh, I never got my shortcut. That was dumb. I should have never done that. Did we pick up any butterflies yet? Not any good ones. So, because of that, you're actually going to have to go take this whole path again. You should never have to come down here again, though. So, you already got that pulled out. Yeah, we already did everything, so there's no other reason to come out here ever again. So hopefully you guys grab the ladder. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking about getting to the vestige. And when you come out from the vestige, you can take that little path over there and get to the ladder. That's what I had planned. And then we dropped for the sword and I messed up. It's okay. Not really a big deal. More of an inconvenience. ever notice too, those platforms are all kind of, you know, timed. So you don't want to waste too much time, as it could, you know, easily just get you killed. Let's go and farm up our souls as well. I did see some over there at the bottom. Alrighty, so let's go and rest on up, grab any levels we have, unless you're going for the Pilgrim's Perch Key. Keep that in mind. It's a lot of farming to make up for. I mean, killing this guy at 500 is nice, but that's like 36 times. You know what I mean? But for us, I do like to try to get my levels before, you know, we close on out. So I only need 9 more points, and we're already into our damage. So for Pieta's sword, we do need 7 points into Radiance. But as you see, we've already gotten like 11 that quick. We've only, you know, have 2 hours of gameplay here, and that's including the tutorial area, you know, and everything else. So now I'm at my even 20. That's where our health will actually be looking like. And if you look at our mana bar, that's what our health looked like at the start. You know what I mean? That's a lot of distance we got there. So by the time we level up our endurance will kind of be over there with our health too. So, you know, it's going to be nice having a good amount of health and endurance at the start of the game. Now, there is not a mind stat. So if you're doing Inferno or you're doing Radiance, the higher you bring up your damage stats, the more, you know, mana you're going to have. So that's, you know, just really, really nice addition that they did. Now, as far as progression, so, you know, if you did save up the souls for the Pilgrim's Perch Key, use that. You just run straight ahead in here and drop down a hole. Suicide run, you're going to get killed. You'll find a great hammer called Devotion Smite, 28 strength, 28 radiance, one of the best weapons of the game. It'll literally knock enemies out of their special attacks. It's got Smite. It's fucking phenomenal. Towards the end of the game, if I want to switch up our build, we might, you know what I mean, respec to use it. But with our modifier on, if we wait to go in here, by the time we naturally get here, we'll be picking up this weapon when it's already at like +7, saving us some large stones. If you guys get it now, it's going to be at +1, and you're going to have to farm up the larger. So do keep that in mind. But getting these weapons early will kind of tell you where you need to have your stats at, so you can start aiming for that. And not to mention, you know, the 4 large Steriliums you're going to find in this path is going to be really nice too, to get you higher upgrades sooner. And there is a hammer that only has a 13 strength requirement and 13 radiance requirement, so you can put like 2 levels and use it now. It's got Holy and Blood Loss, so you know, it's a weapon you can use right now. But as far as it goes for us, we're going to wrap up Pilgrim's Perch next episode, getting the rest of the quest items from Dunmire, getting the Bowl of Revelations, letting us actually purchase boss remembered spells and weapons and armor, and then we'll be, you know, taking out the boss, blacksmith, and working our way into the Fen. So either way, we are going to wrap up here. Hope this walkthrough has been helpful for you guys, and we'll see you next episode to finish up the Pilgrim's Perch.